Good afternoon, everybody. This is Gene coming to you from Phoenix 15 Studios Arts and Crafts. This is going to be a Rising Arts podcast episode number 4. We have a guest that is an author based out of Boston,
Cleveland,
right?
Ohio.
Cleveland.
Cleveland, Ohio.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cleveland, Ohio. He just wrote a book called 1 Second, 7 Days. Give Anthony White a hand.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for coming on. Let's start with who you are. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Me personally, well, first off, like you said, my name is Anthony White. From based out of Cleveland, Ohio. So basically, who I am. Listen, I came up, all honesty, from the youngest of 9 kids being adopted, and just living in the hood, basically. And living inside the hood, a lot of us are unheard. A lot of us, people don't understand what we go through on a daily basis, basically. And it's like, when you don't understand what people go through on a daily basis, you kind of seclude yourself and your like way of thinking on like a daily basis are like not selfish, but not seeing what others are like, not seeing what others are going through, like in order to help. A lot of people have exactly what they need through life, and they have more and some to help other people, but they don't. And it's
Right.
like we have a lot of creativity. We have a lot of strength. We have a lot of heart. We have a lot of dedication, motivation in the hood, but we don't have the opportunity. We don't have the correct connections inside of life. We don't know the mayors, the senators. We don't know that. We know all the stuff deep down gritty, but it's like that's what gets us through. We go
Right.
through a lot of death every single day. A lot of people don't have to go through that. I didn't know, me personally, so I did move to Boston, Massachusetts, probably when I was like 12, 13 years old.
Okay, because I know I
I
saw
didn't
that.
know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know. Listen, I did not know. Like, I didn't know green grass existed. Like, I did not know that. I didn't know it was positive people out there to push you to where you wanted to go. I didn't know that one bit. Like, I thought everybody was just going around on a daily basis, just mean, fighting, killing, doing what they got to do on a daily basis just to survive. So I thought that's how the whole world worked. So me
Right.
moving to Boston, that kind of helped me in seeing my whole entire point of view. I'm like, all right, maybe the world's not all bad. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
Like,
Right.
maybe
Right.
it's not all right. Maybe not everybody's out to get me. So it's
Yeah.
like me sitting down, automatically saying that, it opened up my eyes to a lot. And that's what honestly kind of influenced me to write this book. Like,
Okay. So talk a little. You said a family of 9 kids.
yeah, so listen, like my mom had 9 kids and raised 9, like not one. Now I do know my mom today. I do 100%. Like, I was with my mom yesterday. Yesterday was my niece's birthday actually. So I went over
Okay.
there to sing her.
All
But
right. Happy
yeah, like,
birthday to her.
yeah, right. Thank you. But yeah, me being the youngest of 9, I didn't meet my family until my sister Kashmir. She's a famous boxer, Kashmir Jackson. She was first United States stud in the world. She died like 6 years ago, 6, 7 years ago in a car accident. But that happening, it brought me and my real family closer together. So it was like, all right, she died. Now I can sit down. I can meet my mom. I can meet my dad. I can meet my brothers and sisters. Like, I can do all of that. And I guess you got to lose something to gain something.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. The rule of equivalent exchange.
literally, so
Yeah.
it's like
That's
when that happened, it was just like, all right. I mean, it gave me more motivation to do a lot more things because I never met my sister. I ain't gonna lie. That was supposed to be the first time I was supposed to meet all my siblings at one time.
right.
So I was supposed to come down from Boston to Cleveland, and the next thing you know, we was all supposed to chill together. Unfortunately, during that moment, though, I had one of my brothers in jail. He just got out of jail like 3 years ago. He got done doing 15 years.
Okay.
Um, and then, but all 8 siblings at least at that time supposed to be together for the first time,
Yeah.
and that was supposed to be lit. But hey, it did turn out, like, honestly, it did turn out to be lit, turn out to be good. Unfortunately, with the loss, but like, honestly, it brought us closer together as a family.
That's
Honestly, I
good.
would have never thought so. But the
Yeah.
only time, I ain't gonna lie, people inside the hood do get together is when death occurs. Other than
Yeah.
that, you would not see them together.
Yeah. It's unfortunate. Um. So you have a large family. We have a large family here. My wife and I have 7 kids combined. One of which is adopted.
Oh,
Um. And one of my sons is not my biological son, but he is my son because I've raised him.
right.
Um. So how much do you think that mixed, I guess, blended family atmosphere lent to what you put into your book?
Me personally, it's like, I'm not saying being adopted is bad, because I'm very, very grateful for what happened to me,
Right,
100%. So it's like all the confusion that was honestly going in my head. It was like, because like I'm saying, well, I don't know if you read the book or not yet. Oh yeah, I don't know if you, I don't,
I
you did,
ordered
right?
it. It just
You ordered it,
shipped.
right? Yeah,
It
okay,
just
okay, okay.
shipped. Yep.
So basically, it's like my parents didn't tell me I was adopted. Like my parents weren't the ones who told me. So I got adopted by the same family as one of my older brothers, and he's child number, I think, 7. So next thing you know, when we got adopted by the same family, it was kind of like, all right, I knew he looked like me. We had the same nose, and then it was like, all right, I don't know. Something told me to just really trust him. So it was
Right.
like, all right, he was kind of like my sense of guidance. So it was
Right.
like me looking at that, him telling me, it was like, all right, I guess you're supposed to hear that from your parents, I guess. But it was like, honestly, I think I should know that from the jump, me personally, that I am adopted, because I got
Right.
adopted at 7 days old. Now, what I don't know what people are gonna catch in the book, or honesty, the book is called 1 second, 7 days, because I was in my mom's arms for 1 second and I was in the hospital for 7 days. So that being said, I was with them for the whole entire time.
Wow.
But exactly, I was with them literally the whole entire time. Right
Right.
now, I got my real sister upstairs though. So
Wow.
yeah, so now I'm around the real family. In the beginning of my life, I was around that family. But all the mixed emotions, I feel like that should have came from my real parents a whole bunch. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
but having to be told the way it got told, I'm not mad at it, but it was like, I just feel a lot more should have been said, especially me growing up as a kid, because I feel like it can cause a lot of confusion.
Yeah.
Because I grew up confused, sitting down like, all right, I had my whole entire trust questioned. I had my belief system questioned. Anything that I thought was real got questioned, because now it was like, all right, who the fuck are y'all?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, now I thought the mother I ran to was the mother who pushed me out. You get
Right.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I thought the dad I ran to was the one. You feel me? So it was
Yeah.
like having all that happen, have it all crash down in one moment, and it was already a hectic household. Like my parents, the people who adopted me, they didn't try to get to know me as a person. It's like, all right, I adopted a child. You're here. That's basically how I felt, because that's basically
Right.
what it was. They didn't
Yeah.
sit down and treat me like, they didn't sit down and was like, oh, like, I'm about to get to know you, like I'm about to raise you, like I want to know everything about you. I want to know your favorite food, your just everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, how you love your
More
kids,
like
and
parenting as a function, basically.
yeah,
Yeah.
how
Yeah.
you know your kids know your kids. I've
Right.
seen parents interact with their kids just like their best friends. I wish it could work that way.
Yeah.
Like, even though I got adopted, I still feel like I had no set of parents.
Yeah.
Like, it's like they were sitting right there, but what? So it was like having that happen. It caused a lot of confusion, a
Yeah.
lot of mixed emotions. Because then it was like, all right, now I don't trust anything that's going on in the world, because first off, the person who birthed me didn't raise me. So
Right.
it was like, all right, you not raising me. I already got my whole intel on women in the world, a whole different perspective growing up as a man. So then next thing you know, automatically being adopted and having them still not interact with me how I think parents should interact with the kid, it was kind of like, all right, now I see your intake.
Right.
Now me going out to the world, it was like, I don't have any trust with anything, with anybody. I don't want to. I don't want people to get to know me. Like, me growing up inside of this environment. Sorry about that. Me growing up inside like this environment and stuff like that. It was like, all right, out here, you can't show no like weakness. It don't happen like that, bro. Like, you can't show it. Like, you
Yeah.
show it, it's you most likely get made fun of, down kicked, because it shows a sign of weakness. And it's like, if you show weakness out here in these streets, you will get killed 100%. You can't leave your house without a gun. I promise you that. You
Yeah.
can't. I remember coming home from work last week. My sister was like, "And some nigga put out a gun over there at the gas station on me, all because she honked her horn and the light was green. She pulled inside the gas station. Next thing you know, nigga followed her inside the gas station, pulled out a gun. Things like that. It's like, I was just at work and she was on her way to come get me. Like, I've been home. I moved back to Cleveland like 4 or 5 months ago. I can't even lie to you. So
Wow.
next thing you know, I can't even lie. I seen over 20 bodies drop in the past 4 or 5 months.
Wow.
I done
Wow.
been with my nieces and nephews all going to the store. This is not over 10 killings happen a day where I'm from.
Wow.
15, 20. But those are the ones that just get caught.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. That's the main thing. How many killers are walking the streets free and clear?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, I can't tell you, but that's what I'm saying. You're not gonna walk past nobody on these streets that haven't been to jail, that ain't got no felonies, that ain't did nothing and had nothing.
Right.
It's not. It's not about to happen. So growing up inside this environment, it's like it is what it is, I guess. But
Yeah. So you're in Cleveland?
yeah, now I'm in Cleveland.
Okay.
Just moved back to Cleveland.
So the adoptive parents were in Boston. Is that how you made
So
it?
we are from Cleveland originally. So
Got you.
originally we all are from Cleveland. But when I was like 12, 13 years old, we moved to Boston, like my adoption family. Me,
Okay.
my brother, and the people I got adopted by, we moved to Boston.
Okay.
So yeah, like that whole entire mess. And that's another thing. I ain't gonna lie, I will put this out here. I'm not even gonna lie. So it's like the reason we moved to Boston, what I thought was growing up was for jobs.
Right.
Now, this is what I'm saying, like the trust get confused as you grow up and things like that. Now, me finding out that the real reason I moved, so my like biological dad, stone cold killer, kill anything that move. The reason he in jail, the reason he in jail right now because I guess a lady mouthed off to him one day and she was being very disrespectful. That's another thing about people out here in Cleveland. You mouth off anything like that, they will shoot you. They will do anything, everything. I'm saying, nigga at the gas station, just at the light, just stupid shit. It's just he's ready to blow. So
Yeah.
it's like, it was just like, it's just, man, it's so much. Like, dude, you don't even know. Like, it's just, all right. So it was like me sitting down and having my mom like automatically come out and say, all right, well, the real reason we moved was because, so like my dad's stone cold killer or whatever. The reason we moved is because like, I guess we got out of jail when I was like, I guess 12, 13. And I guess he automatically came over and so I guess he found out where we lived at, I guess. And I guess he sent a letter to our house. And I want my son back. I kill everybody in here. Like, I do this, this, and this. And my mom, I guess, being scared as she was like, all right, well, I ain't taking no chances. So she upped and moved. Because the
Right.
man is in jail right now. I mean, the lady mobbed off to him. He found her, watched her go inside the elevator and shot her inside the elevator. So next thing you know, killed her and left her cold blood, broad daylight. So next thing you know, like the nigga just kills people constantly. And he either get caught for it or he don't. But that's what I'm saying, the type of people that's out here. So
Right.
you can see the environment I'm in and if I would have stayed in it. Now, of course, I'm not saying I'm not a product of my environment. What I'm saying is like I learned how to become out of my environment.
Right.
Like me, like Boston taught me that part 100%.
Right. Yeah. So let's get to that. Like, what? I know you said you didn't know that everybody wasn't out to get you. So what in Boston gave you the positive influence? Was it a person? Was it just the environment? What
It was the
drove you to?
environment,
Okay.
inviting my brother, literally, the inviting my brother. Because I don't gonna lie to you, if it wasn't for my brother, I would not be the man I am today. So my brother was a whole product of his environment living here in Cleveland, as was I. I ain't gonna lie to you, I was a juvenile kid. Like I was in and out doing what I was doing. So it was like, next thing you know, it was like my brother, I think he noticed that he had to be an older brother and he had to raise me. He had to do something in order for me to grow up because he knew he seen what I was doing. So it was like, all right, I can't let you be like this if I'm living like this. So he changed his whole ways, automatically found mental health, physical health, and spiritual health. He just kept going with one of the Holy Trinities and kept going with spirituality and kept going. And he taught me spirituality and all these different things. He's taught me all this stuff at like 7th grade, going all the way up. And he taught me why he was teaching me it. Like he just guided me through the whole way process. I could probably say that my brother was my father, 100%. I love you not. And it was just like us being inside the environment. Me, like I'm saying, if you're not mean, if you're not mad every single day here in Cleveland, you would not survive. I promise you. They would think of a sign of weakness. You can't go around saying, "Hey, how you doing?" You're not supposed to speak to nobody walking through these streets. So the next thing you know, it was just like I brought all that energy to Boston, and nobody wanted to be my friend. I moved to a whole white neighborhood. I didn't know I was moving to a whole white neighborhood until my first day of school, about to hop on a bus. And my mom was like, all right, you're going to an all white school. Whoa. No, I'm not saying nothing was wrong with that or nothing like that, but it kind of threw me off guard because, like I'm saying, I'm used to being inside the hood with all Black people.
Right.
So it kind of threw me off. And Boston, I don't know if you know about it, is very wealthy. So boom, boom. That was a huge transaction for me because I really couldn't be hood inside of a whole nice area. And my brother was
Right.
like, listen, you would not find any friends. People would not want to be around you. You would just ask, like, people already looked at me because I was black. I got dreads under this. They long, they come down like right here.
Right.
So it's like it threw everybody off. So it was like, all right, I kind of understood what he was talking about. And going to school, I see me being mean, trying to control things, taking things over. People went with it, but some people didn't. So I can see how they got scared and got upset and things like that. So it was like, all right, I guess he was right. So next thing you know, changed my perception growing up, and automatically kept coming back and forth from here to, like, I kept coming back and forth from Cleveland, from Boston to Cleveland, Boston to Cleveland, because I never wanted to forget where I was from. Because, like I'm saying, living inside a nice area with $1 million houses, meeting all these millionaires on top of people with different connections who know people higher up, something that we don't have. It was like, all right, I need to get those. Like, I need to understand why they have that. Like, in
Right.
order to bring that back and teach the people, like my friends, my family, to help them get out of their situation from where they are. So I was like, all right, why not learn that knowledge?
Right.
So that's what helped me switch it. It was like, all right, I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna go help,
Okay.
because I noticed all my friends was dying. All my friends was getting arrested. All my friends got gun charges. All my friends in the streets, they're doing stupid stuff. So it was like, all right, if I can do something to help them get out of it, why not help? I got over 20 nieces and nephews.
Wow.
I need to handle. I'm the youngest of the nine. It's up to me. I'm 21 years old. It's literally up to me to guide every single one of them. I'm not saying it's up to me, but
Right.
parents is older. It's up to me.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like I took on responsibility and I knew that I had to handle.
Awesome. So in the book, just give us a quick outline of what the book is about. Just to chat, like, chapter for chapter, what journey does the book take the reader on?
So the book takes them on from jump one, from who I am,
From one
what
second.
my, from who I am, from what from who I am, from where I come from who my brothers and sisters are, to little things and what I was doing at a young age, around 7, 8 years old, 9, 10, 11 years old. It was just things that normal kids I didn't know growing up didn't do or didn't have to do. So I want people to see that sense. I really, really do, because like I'm saying, we don't get hurt. And this book is not just about me. It's not just about me one bit. Like, it's it's a lot of people out here with this story.
Right.
Like, me being a youngster, not and me being from Cleveland, it's a lot of people out here. Like, I'm not the only one. And it was just like, I feel like if I can come out here and do this, maybe other people out here would be hurt too, just as much. So it's
Yeah.
like them sitting down reading this book. It's just only the beginning of my life, and I really wanted to share that because I have a lot to tell. I
Yeah.
really do.
Yep.
So it's like sitting down, breaking in other houses, just surviving at a young age, us sharing the same bath water, us not having food to eat. I got the tattoo right here. It's two hands breaking a piece of bread. And it was like, you have to learn how to break bread out here as a young kid, because if you don't, you would not survive. You would not have food inside of your stomach. It would be 8, 9, 10 of my friends would be out here in these streets as a kid. And it was like, it don't matter if we had one honey bun. It don't matter if we had a pack of sunflower seeds. We was going to split each and every single one of that up equally. And we was all going to sit there and be happy.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? We
Yeah.
was all gonna sit there, and we was all gonna sit there with a smile on our face to do what we gotta do for each and every single one of each other. That's one thing I noticed about us, about me going to Boston. The people don't do that. I did not know that one bit. Like, and I think that's one thing that really, really also pushed me to create this book, because it's a lot of disloyalty out there.
Yeah.
And I just find that very, very crazy. And I understand the growth, like, it happens with the environment you're in,
Yeah.
but it was like, I really thought that was nuts, how people who have nothing can give so much,
Yeah.
but people who have everything don't even want to give a thing.
Yep.
I
Yep.
find
So that's where we are, as a studio. Our goal is to just uplift as many creators as possible, whether it's art, literature, music, whatever it is. Just put everybody up and just share, post, purchase, do whatever we can to uplift people. How's the support been for you so far? I see you have a decent following on Instagram. You got over 2,000 followers. How has the support been for you since the release of your book?
Honestly, the support's been something I would have never thought I would have, honestly. And the support has been really, really good. A lot of people's been sitting down, like I've been very, very inspired. Like they haven't read the book, but a lot of people have read the book. The first day, over 15 people purchased it, and I've been
Wow.
sitting down. Like the first day, I was like, wow, I didn't think so. Like you know, I didn't think I could sell a book. Like
Exactly, exactly.
I
Yeah.
did not really think that could happen. But it was like, I guess me informing people that it's not an 80-page book, 150-page book. It's something quick. People really know. People don't know who I am, but people know the gist of me. People feel the vibe I'm trying to give. I don't speak just to speak. I speak because it means something to me. Like
Right.
everything behind my words, what I say, it has passion. I
Right.
mean it. I don't just say it just to say it, because a lot of people don't think about what they say out here. And
Yeah.
it's just like, I think since a lot of people know how I am, or since they come in contact with me, it doesn't matter if you came in contact with me one time, you're gonna feel my presence here. I'm gonna give you some type of motivational speech or something to help you get through your life. Because I feel like if you've met me, I'm gonna leave something behind with you. Because
Right.
I remember, for example, one of my friends almost died. And they were like, all right, well, if I die, would you have missed me? I looked at them and I was like, well, I think you have to ask yourself that question on honesty. Because I feel like you have to remember, what do you leave behind with us? And if you can't answer that, what are you doing?
Right.
So it's like, it doesn't matter materialistic or anything else. I don't know what I'm here on this earth to do, but I know at least one part is me to plant a seed inside of people's head to help them go on to the next part.
Absolutely.
So me automatically doing that, I know a lot of people are going to tune into it because of who I am.
Okay. So with so this is your story. Um, the book is going to be in people's hands. They're going to be expired. Hopefully, they'll share the book, and it'll just keep flowing and flowing and flowing. In your particular area, what are some of the things you would like to plan to do with the youth that are around you, family, and the further out? Because I know you said it's not an ultra friendly environment where you're just gonna go up and shake people's hands and kind of be overly uh,
Right.
outreaching to people. But are there things where you can facilitate um uh I guess not counseling, but more like fellowship with the youth in your area? Is that something you would venture to do in the future?
100%. Literally, that's literally. I want to sit down because right now I'm a school teacher. Right now, I work
Okay.
with toddlers. Yeah, so I work with 3 or 4 year olds. I work through preschool through seventh grade right now. So that's the point of me being a school teacher, is to help the youth. Tupac had a quote, he said, "If there ain't no hope for the youth, there ain't no hope for the future." So therefore, it's up to us to help the youth in order for them to make a better future. So
Yeah.
that's exactly what my goal is. I feel like the reason I admire my brother a lot is because he taught me at a young age. He taught me when I was in seventh grade, sixth grade.
Yeah.
So me having to go through middle school and high school with that knowledge and knowing I can't put out that knowledge and have to retain it and keep gaining more, I feel like he did a good job at that. And I feel like that's the first step.
Yeah. So how big is that? Like everybody is with everything that's going on right now, it's we want reparations, we want to have systemic racism addressed.
Right,
We want, and we've been wanting for a long time. But
right,
how big of a step is it for us to break the cycle as far as the way of thinking and the way we raise the kids and the environments that we put them in and allow them to be in? How big is that in terms of turning the whole situation around and putting the ball in the system's court to say, all right, we did our part.
right,
Even though you didn't do yours, we did our part.
right.
Now we're not asking anymore. You
Well,
know,
now we're telling you. Now
right,
we're informed. Like
right,
now it's here, right here. Like
yeah,
honestly, I think it's huge because, like I'm saying, it's a lot of knowledge that doesn't get told. Now, it's a lot of truth mixed with the lies. It's a lot of different types of history mashed into one. So
yeah,
I feel like, me personally, it's all about what you put out there to the youth. Now, I think the start of it, I think how we can change it is, me personally, I want to open a school or a daycare because I want to do it for mental health, spiritual health, and physical health.
yeah,
Because if you teach, like I'm saying, I work with toddlers right now. People fail to forget that kids' minds are nothing but sponges. So therefore, whatever you teach them, they're gonna obtain. So I feel like if we sit down and we teach them at those young ages, they have no problem going into the future. They don't
Right.
need, they won't need guidance counselors. They won't need like they won't need all these different things that they say that you need today in order to help with your mental health or your physical health, even your spiritual health, because people need to know that their soul has been here before. Like a lot
Yeah.
of people need to know all these different things. So it's like, but going back to the Black people and how we need to not like, I'm trying to figure out a way to word this. I don't have the best way of wording things.
Yeah. I mean, I just look at it like breaking the cycle. Right.
Yeah, like
Just
breaking that.
there's a complacency sometimes. I think there's a complacency with, all right, I was born into this. This is what it is. And there's something to be said about invisible barriers, especially around the hood, right? I grew up in
Right.
Camden, New Jersey,
Okay.
and a lot of people live in Camden and very rarely leave Camden without, you know, outside of the adjacent, you know, towns or whatever. But you
Right.
know, a lot of them never even left that
They don't leave.
environment, so it's like they don't know. But you got to leave out of that. You went to Boston, saw the other side of things. Like, wait a minute, there's more to life than this.
Right.
But some people don't have that opportunity to really get out of that
A
environment, and they just,
lot of people don't have
yeah, they're
that
just
opportunity.
stuck in the mud, and they don't know that there's something more than that. And even if they did know, they feel like it's not for them or they're not
Right.
good enough for it. So it's a big mental challenge, as
Right.
much it is a financial challenge and an
Right.
educational challenge. It's very much mental, what
100%.
people are dealing with. So I think the portion with the mental health is real important, especially in our
100%.
community, because a lot of times people shove that to the side. It's not real. It's not, you know,
Mm-hmm.
I can't have that problem. I'm not
Mm-hmm.
crazy, this, that, and the third. But
Mm-hmm.
if these conditions don't drive you crazy, I don't know what
I
will.
don't know
Like,
what will.
yeah, it's real tough.
100%. And the thing
Me-
is, people don't know how hard it is losing people. That's the thing.
yeah,
Like even even the people that we see on TV shot, like people don't even know how much that hurt us.
yeah,
Like because it happened so much, and we
yeah,
already losing our loved ones on a daily basis while living
yeah.
inside of it.
It's not many. All communities don't deal with mortality at such an early age. And I'm talking about like maybe your grandmom dies, something like that. Like older people pass away, that's a little different. But when you're talking
Right.
about you looking across the room in your class and somebody used to sit there got shot last week, like that's a different type of stress on a child.
100%.
And people don't understand what that does. And I'm not using that as an excuse, but I'm saying
Right.
it does damage you in a way that some people don't care to understand.
Exactly.
They
Like
don't care to understand.
I see my first dead body out here in these streets at 7 years old. Like the first thought that like I put that in the book too. The first thought that went to my head, it wasn't no like it wasn't no, oh, that's so sad. Like it wasn't, that's sad. I feel bad for him. That's usually somebody else's first thought. That's
Right.
to me, it was like he must have did something to get shot. He must have did something
Right.
because
Right.
so it was like that's what I'm saying. People have their different perspectives, but that's how we grew up. This is what we see.
Yeah. It's definitely all about perspective. Definitely about perspective. So let's talk a little bit about what you do outside of your civic activities. You got the book going. You're a school teacher, which is great because the amount of Black male teachers is very low in the United States. Extremely
100%.
low. So for a Black male to be in an educational position is super important. And we'll touch on that again in a minute.
Gotcha.
But what do you do outside of those things? So just, you on a regular day, what do you do to unwind, relieve some of the stresses of the outside world? What do you do? And we
Me, I
talked a
play
little bit about
basketball.
gaming.
Yeah, we definitely gotta get on that gaming part
Yeah.
too, because I definitely want to get on that. But me personally, I play basketball. So basketball has been a huge relief in my life. I lied to you not. Like I didn't play basketball even when I lived here in Cleveland. I started playing basketball when I moved to Massachusetts actually. And
Okay.
I noticed that was one thing that I grasped with my brother because he was always in the gym. I was
Right.
like, why are you always in the gym? And I went to go watch him play. And I was like, whoa. You're actually really, really good. So
Right.
I was like, all right, can you train me? And listen, I was in that basketball gym from over 12 hours a day, every
Wow.
single day. Literally,
Wow.
literally. Any chance I can get, I was in the basketball gym. So when I woke up, went to the gym. I just grind. And right now, I'm trying to go overseas right now. I'm talking to teams in Germany, France, and Spain. So that's what I'm doing right now, and trying to get there, man. Well, there's not trying. I'm gonna get there,
Right. Yeah,
but
that's what I was about to say, man.
100%.
Do that. Do
Like,
that. I
that's
seen one of your clips. The jump shot was a little, it was wet.
yeah.
I see I saw it. But all right, yeah, basketball was my first sport when I was in school, and we kind of taught ourselves. Like we were basketball fans. We grew up 76ers fans. We here in the Philadelphia
Okay.
area. I was a Charles Barkley fan growing up. Julius Irvin, Dr. J, all them Philly,
Yeah.
Philly greats, Moses Malone. Um, and my aunt, when she moved out of Camden and moved to Pennsauken, we had a backyard, we had a garage. Yeah, like she put a basketball hoop on the garage,
Okay.
and we didn't know how to dribble, nothing. Like we was out there
I ain't
just,
either.
just carrying, catching all types of shit, like just throw the ball and like trying to learn. But we just taught ourselves, man. Me and my brother just taught ourselves, and that was my favorite sport growing up. We played sun up to sundown. We would shovel snow off the basketball court to play
Right.
basketball. Like that was our pastime. And then we would
Mm-hmm.
come in when it rained or whatever, play video games, go back out. But basketball was all day, every day. So I
Yeah.
definitely get that 100%. The gaming, we got a whole setup here. We do that as well. I wish I had more time to do it, but I
No, man, I
definitely
feel it. Me too.
definitely don't. What are the kids, the nieces, the nephews, are they involved with any of those things with you?
Right now I'm trying to get. They love football. I used to play football. Me personally, I trust me, I did. I played football, but it was
Yeah,
like basketball really caught my eye because I was
right,
looking for
right.
something. And but they love football. My nephew travels all over the United States playing football.
Okay, look
So
at
he gets three to four touchdowns a game. He's already won like 3-4 championships in Florida. Uh,
wow.
my nephew here, he's 10 years old. He's trying to get into football. He missed it this year because of the whole COVID thing.
Yeah,
But my
man.
other nephew, since he's older, I guess they are playing. But one of my other nieces, she does cosmetics. She does cheerleading. She brings home nothing less than a B. Same thing. All these kids are smart. That's one thing that
Yeah,
they got. Every single one of my nieces and nephews is smart. They're all book smart. So
yeah.
it's like them growing up in the hood and also being intelligent in the books is gonna be
Best of
huge.
both
Like,
worlds. Yeah.
right now, I'm investing right now inside. I'm talking about vendor's license. I'm trying to
Right.
get my vending machines, trying to get ATM things like that, so I can
Yeah.
pass it on to them.
Yeah.
So next thing you know, I just throw it to them. They have money growing up. I'm trying to, like I'm saying, I'm trying to change this whole cycle of
Yeah.
what this whole family curse is. So
Yeah, man.
just like that.
That's definitely a plan. I love a good plan.
Yeah, man. Man, I
uh,
can't sleep, man. I cannot sleep.
Yo, I'm the same way.
Listen,
Yeah, I might get about four
man.
hours a night, solid 4 hours a night, but I'm always
People
like, all
call
right,
me
what we
crazy
doing
when I do
next? What we
stuff like
doing
that.
next? What we doing next?
I'm
Um,
saying.
so we launched like when the whole COVID thing started. We had a YouTube channel, but I hadn't uploaded anything up to it for over a year. And somebody was like, "Hey, we should do a podcast," and I was like, "All right,
All
all right,
right.
let's do that." So we literally just rolled out 4 channels: gaming, music, arts and crafts, and technology, and just ran with it.
Right.
And this is all like in the last 3 months.
See, like that's what I'm saying. I
Yeah,
love people like that though, like
yeah,
spontaneous people who automatically get up and jump. People love like traveling with me because I'll get up. I'll just get up and
yeah,
go.
yeah.
Like we only live once. Chalky, let's go, let's
Exactly.
go, let's
Yeah,
go. So next thing you know, I love people like that. I really do 100%. Like also another thing, I want to be a motivational speaker. Like that's another thing. That's one other huge thing because I feel like I have a good way of talking to people. I feel like I have a good way of
so do it and do it virtually.
yeah, I just didn't know the first steps to do it, dude.
I got you. I got an idea
All
already.
right,
As soon
bet.
as you
I'm like,
said it, I
man,
got
I did not know the first step,
I
dude.
got
Like,
you.
man, there's so
I
many things
got
I
you.
want to do.
Because
Like,
that is a way to reach so many people in so many places.
that's my goal, man. I'm
Yeah,
telling you, that's like that's all I want to do is help. I just want to reach people, just help them get through their daily basis, help them get to their dreams, help them
yeah,
change their whole entire family thing exactly what I'm doing. Like, all I want to do is help.
yeah. So
100%.
a big part of the plan, as it were, is to make these kids feel like they got nothing to offer, and some of the most talented, gifted, naturally talented, like no training,
Literally.
no educate, no
Literally.
nothing. They just have it.
Literally.
Imagine if they had somebody to put them on the path to gain that knowledge and to hone their craft or their skill or whatever, whether that be sports, music, writing, whatever the case may be.
That's what I'm saying.
I feel like facilitating that is huge. So if you can get online and grab people and get parents to say, you know what, I'm gonna sit my kid in front of this computer and get them off of TikTok and listen to you instead for a few minutes, I think it'll be huge. So I'm definitely about that. Like with our studio, we had a physical space. We had to let that go. But our goal is to bring kids in, on the weekends once we're able to open back up. Um, to bring kids in on the weekends, have a room set up with all music equipment in there. Like I got a whole setup.
Okay.
Got video games. We have art supplies. My wife is a painter. She crafts. She does everything. Have a room set up with art supplies and just let kids come in and do what they want to do. Every weekend, just come do whatever you want to do. It's free, and we'll take donations for everyone to help buy supplies. But we have all the equipment. We just need to get these kids into something creative. I don't care what it is. Come in and tell us.
I ain't gonna lie to you. I would definitely do that too, because I would help you with that 100%. Because I can get people. So I took my nephew to Boston. So me, since I've been back in 4 or 5 months, I brung the 3 of my friends out of Cleveland to go to Boston, to go to Rhode Island, to go to Maine, to go to those different places. I bring my nephew with me. Like I've got people out of Cleveland these past 4 to 5 months to let them see the world, change their perspective in order to help them inside of life. Like I have. And if you do this, I can get people. I will come down there. Like 100%. I will bring people down there to give them a whole nother perspective, to help them be like, all right, well, maybe I can leave. Like maybe I can, all right, do this. Even if it is just to paint, draw, do whatever it is, at least they got to leave.
Absolutely.
You get what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Like,
yeah.
It's
important.
Really what I want to do.
It's important. I was lucky. My great aunt took us everywhere there was to go. I mean, we went to to operas. We went to ballets. We went to movies. We went to Florida. We went out of state. Like we went places when we were kids. We were lucky. Me and my brother were lucky because we were going to these places and coming back and telling our friends about it, and they've been sitting on the same street all summer long.
Literally.
And it's like they look at us like, the hell?
Like, oh.
Right. Like, the most somebody might go to is like, oh, we went to a family reunion, and it'd be at the park in the same hood where you live at. Like, it's really not like
town in a nice
exactly. Yeah.
Like,
so just getting out of that environment and doing something different, is definitely going to be major. So we gonna plan some stuff, man. 100%. We definitely gonna plan some stuff, because as soon as they lift all these restrictions and all this, we're gonna get started, man.
Yeah, because I feel like the first thing I really want to do the motivational speaking. I feel like a lot of kids better realize that they need to reprogram their mind. Everything they got taught, they don't need to leave it behind, but they need to reprogram it. Yeah. Because it's like people try to forget when you're 18 years old. All right, so all those toxic things you just got done learning when you were 1 to 18 years old. What else do you have? Nobody wants to learn out of school, right?
Yeah.
So how are you gonna gain knowledge?
Yeah.
Well, what are you gonna do?
How hard do you think is it, like? Because I always look at it from a perspective of the child. Even though I'm 42, I just turned 42 in August. Okay. I'm sorry, 41. I'm making myself older. My wife turned 42. I'm 41. The parents, what can we do? Like, of course, we can shape and mold the kids, and like you have these great conversations and get them out their environment, let them paint, create, do whatever, but they still got to go back home.
Right.
Right. So what will be the plan for, in your mind, to get parents to where they are kind of continuing with what you planted and kind of, watering that seed so that it can grow? And it's just a thing. It's not like a construction and deconstruction every time they come to you and then go back home. And it's like you got to build them back up every time you see them, and they're not really getting anywhere.
I think that's what point with therapy. Like, I don't personally believe in therapy. Right. Because all the therapist does is just tell you how to rearrange your thoughts. They just tell you how to place it in a line instead of having it be jungle. So I don't really believe in that. But all honesty, I would sit down and tell the parent, you can sit down right here. Your kid can sit down right here. Or if anything, let me talk to you, parent, one-on-one, so therefore you can get exactly what scale I'm on, and we can be on the same part, and you can know I'm not teaching your kid nonsense. Because the thing is, the parent has to go through it in order for the kid to follow.
Right.
Because the thing is, all right, people are gonna sit down and be like, all right, well, you can tell me this, but I remember my mom told me this. So it's like, all right, you teach the parents. Next thing you know, they're gonna look up and be like, all right, he just got done telling me that. But do you really believe that? You know, some parents be like, all right, well, no, don't listen to him because this, and this, and this, and this. It's nothing. I already been through it. If you automatically sit down and break it through the parents have no choice but to teach the kid.
Right.
The
Right.
kid, if you automatically get that whole entire trust with the kid, it's all about trust. It's all about vibes. It's all about being comfortable. Like if that kid is comfortable with you, the kid's gonna listen.
Yeah.
Therefore, the kids feel more comfortable with you than the mom. Kid's really gonna listen to you.
Right.
And then, cause I remember I got to that point where I was more comfortable with my brother than my parents. So I was listening to my brother more than I did with my parents. And it was like because everything that my brother was telling me inside of life, it got me through it.
Right.
There was stuff my parents were telling me, it didn't get me through it for real, just in the business aspect.
Right. Right.
So it was like I said, I'm listening to him on a lot of things because he made sense.
So now, you're 21. You're back. You're back home. What part do your adoptive parents have in your life, if any?
Pops, he's still in jail. I ain't gonna lie, I just changed my number on him. I
Yeah.
ain't gonna
Yeah.
lie. uh, I just see my mom yesterday. I don't even see my mom. I ain't gonna lie. That's probably the second time I see my mom since I've been up here. So, they don't play a part. they
Right.
don't play shit. I ain't
What
gonna lie to
about your
you.
adoptive parents?
I ain't gonna lie. I don't really talk to them. I talk to them same way I talk to them because it was a lot of miscommunication in the household and stuff like that. And I did say a lot of things growing up, a lot of things. So of course you live with guilt. Of course
Yeah.
you live with a lot of things, but our relationship has gotten stronger since I've left the household. So that's one thing I'm happy about. But other than that, I just feel like I have a lot of things going on, so it's hard to jungle
Yeah.
family with doing that. But I do text them occasionally, I love you, I'm thinking about you, this isn't this. So
Right.
it's
Have
like
they
I
have they read the book, and are they supportive of your
my
endeavors right now?
I told her, I was like, listen, you're gonna find things in here you might not like. Listen.
Right. Right.
I told her, but listen, like this is just my perspective. Now, growing up, we have talked about this. We have talked about how I felt in the household. We've had these loud discussions. We've already had all of it. So it's
Right.
like me putting the book out, I felt like I didn't leave anything out of it. If I did leave stuff out of it, there's probably things I thought would hurt your feelings. So I didn't want to tell you one-on-one.
Right. Right. Right.
So it was like I told her this is just my perspective. Don't take anything personally because look at where I am today.
Yeah.
I have the power to sit down and write a book. I have the power to sit down and be the most motivational person I can be, to be the most dedicated person. And you raised me well. That's all I
Yeah.
can say about it. So I just be like, you just have to have faith and believe that you know what type of person you are, mom. And this is just my perspective.
Yeah. Our adoptive son, he hit a snag probably about the age you were when you moved to Boston. And there wasn't anything in particular wrong. You could just tell it was something.
Mm-hmm.
Like you didn't know what it was, but it was just something. It seemed like something was just eating him. So me and my wife just had to talk. Like, all right, just is it now is the time to let him know? And we fought with it. Like, all right, should we let him know?
My mom said the same thing to
Like
me.
it was a definite few days where we just literally sat and kicked it around. And what's the drawbacks? What's the positives? Where are the parents now? Dug out the paperwork. Look, where the parents were. Why did he end up where he was to begin with? We just kind of went through down this whole rabbit hole,
Mm-hmm.
and at the end of the day, we just decided it wasn't really our decision to make. I mean, it was his decision to make, and whether we want him to have that knowledge or not is his knowledge to have because that's who he is.
Right.
So he deserved to at least know. And if he wants to explore it further, we can't be afraid of that. We just got to support it,
Mm-hmm.
protect him, but support it at the same time.
Right.
And we told him, and it went way better than we expected. I think it just I think it just kind of settled something in his mind. It kind of just he knew something was wrong, and now we gave him that, and it was just like, all right, now I get it. Like he
Right.
just kind of said it settled something in his mind. He just kind of went on from there, but he never questioned anything further or wanted to explore it any further. And if he does, he does when he gets older. But it's tough, man. It was tough. I remember like it was yesterday, just thinking about it. Um, was a little scary, man. It was a little
Mm-hmm.
scary. I'm not even gonna lie. But do I feel anyone should not know where they came from? Absolutely not. But when should they know is a whole other. That's a whole other
Mm-hmm.
conversation.
Right.
A whole other conversation.
And that was a
When
conversation
is
me
a
and my
person
mom
old
had.
enough to kind of take that
Yeah, I
revelation?
don't. Yeah, I don't know. Like that was like the big thing with me and my mom too, because like I'm saying, my brother already knew, because my brother got popped around from foster home to foster home, so he was already like six. He was like 6 or 7.
Right.
So boom, then he got thrown with them. So it was like he already knew something was wrong. So,
Right.
but me being there for 1 second and 7 days, it was like, all right. And so like how I got adopted was iffy to me. Like even like I even got mad at my mom on how I got adopted. Like I put that in the book too. So like how I got adopted, my mom didn't go looking for a kid. Like she didn't. It wasn't like that. Like I was inside the hospital for a week because nobody wanted me. So they was sitting here just calling people, calling people, calling people. Like, all right, somebody got to take this baby, or this baby got to get sent somewhere because we cannot hold this baby here no longer.
Right.
And my mom sitting around at work, and she's sitting around just asking people, like, should I take this kid? Like, what to do? Like, what do I do? So it was kind of like a fuck it moment.
Right.
Like,
Right.
fuck it, I'll take it. Let's come on, like I go get it. So that was kind of iffy to me on growing up, finding that out. Like you didn't even go look for me for real, but you wouldn't go look for my brother. You get what I'm saying? But like I feel like at that moment, even if you didn't go look for me, I feel like the way it went upon, I feel like you should tell me when I was a kid. I
Yeah.
feel like you should have told me growing up when I was, because now, like I'm saying, I grew up confused. So it was like
So
that was kind of it.
what age did you what age were you when you found out like that your brother kind of broke it to you?
I was 8 years old when I found out.
Okay.
So I was very, very young. I'm between the years of 8 and 7 years old.
Okay.
Because I remember because I came up from school one day and my mom, my dad used to always bump heads, bump heads, bump heads. Things used to be broken constantly in the household. I was just, sitting back watching. So it was just like me sitting down watching all that stuff. I wasn't confused. I knew exactly what was going on and why. So it was like, all right. When I came home and he told me that, it was just like my dad was light skinned. So things kind of threw me off, you feel me? As a kid, I always questioned. I'm sitting
Yeah.
over here like something ain't right, but I ain't gonna ask no questions. Maybe that's disrespectful or something. So
Yeah.
I'm just gonna keep it in. But yeah, that was definitely weird.
I've grown up with at least two other people that I grew up with. They were friends growing up. Not in a lot of contact with them right now, and one of them had a very rough situation. I don't want to get into too much detail, but lived her entire life thinking that the man that raised her and lived in her house and she called dad and she had his last name was her dad.
Yeah, see, I'd be pissed. And my
Yeah.
parents, that's exactly what they thought they were gonna do with me. So
Right.
like growing up, like I'm saying, if you weren't gonna tell me by the age of 8, now in my head, were you gonna tell me?
Right. Yeah.
So now, yeah, that's the
I
huge
think
thing
I
of
think
why.
it's important that you find out, but it's also important the way
Right,
you
I
find
agree the
out.
way.
Because this person in particular found out from a stranger in a public place that her dad was not her dad. And the
Oh
stranger was
yeah,
actually her blood uncle who just blew up the spot.
yeah, no,
So
I was
like I think the way it's told is as important as the fact that it's told. You know what I mean? Like
right.
it has to be done in a way where you're not gonna break a person even further.
Mm-hmm.
Because now it's even more to process. Like you already processing something like, all right, this person don't look like me. I'm calling them dad, I'm calling them mom, but they don't look like me. I don't have that attachment You know what I mean? Like something is off.
Right.
But yeah, man, it's exceptional that you're sitting where you are after going through all that. Because just the little tiny pieces that I've had that relate to your story don't even add up to what what you've traveled through. So definitely commend you for sitting there at 21 alive and educating and being creative, man. That's huge. And I'm going to definitely network and progress with you as much as I can, man. We
Thank
definitely here
you.
to support you. From New Jersey to Cleveland,
Yes,
uh,
sir.
definitely here to support you. So on that, we have a mutual friend. So my friend Georgette, I work with her. Um, we actually used to work in the same building, but we got separated, but we
Okay.
kept in touch.
Mm-hmm.
Her and her family supported our business when we started. She had her daughter's birthday party at our place. Did a
So,
whole painting event with all their friends and everything. She's been a big support for me. Um, she introduced me to you. She said, I think you should speak to this young man. He wrote a book, and I think you guys would click and da 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 da. So how did you come across Georgette?
so basically, I came across Georgette. So I'm on Instagram, like I'm saying, I'm on Instagram networking,
Yeah,
networking,
yeah,
networking. So I'm just sitting down, just trying to find things on. I'm watching, like I'm saying, motivational videos. Just watching Gary Vee, watching Eric Thomas. I don't know if you know about Inky Johnson. Just watching all these different people, and it was just like they're teaching me how to network, how to network, how to network. Now I used to own my own app and show me how to network, but sitting down doing hashtags, looking at all these different book lovers, all these different people that love their craft. So it
right,
was like that was the key to people to find the craft. And when I
right,
found her, I really liked her Instagram page. I seen
yeah,
that all these quotes were wrote by her. And
yeah,
I was like, all right, well, I write my own quotes too. So next thing you know, I was like, all right, why not? So
yeah,
next thing you know, I just texted and I was like, hey, I wrote a book. Would you be interested in viewing it? This is this, blah, blah, blah. Next thing you know, she liked it, DM me and stuff like that. And
yeah,
we just started talking.
yeah.
So
She's somebody you can sit and talk to for hours.
yeah, got a
Like,
number. We got on the
yeah,
phone, talked. It
she's
was
just
good.
that kind of person. And I when we worked together, we would talk every free moment we had. We were talking about any and everything. So I got to gain a lot of perspective on her, and her road is just a road not often traveled. You know what I mean? She has a great story, and this is not the end of it. This is kind of like the inspirational
Mm-hmm.
part of where she's going to rise to where she's meant to be. So I'm excited for her. I'm excited for you, and I'm glad I met her. So I got to meet you, and then we
Right.
get to meet some more people. But I just want to give a shout out to her. This is the second author she's introduced me to via Instagram. The last
Right.
one I did an interview for Sheila up in Rochester, New York.
Right.
She wrote a book of poetry called Gangrene of the Soul, and it's crazy. It's amazing work, man. Like
Yes.
it's amazing. I bought her book, and she recorded, well, she produced 4 tracks to go along with the book. So it's like music that
That's
goes with
dope.
the book. So it's a great project, but she introduced me to her. That video did really well on YouTube. A lot of support for her. A lot of my family members end up grabbing that book. So definitely looking to meet more people via Georgette and everywhere else. So um, shout out to her. Um, where can people find you on Instagram? What are your handles? How do they get in contact with you? Where do they buy the book?
You can find me on Instagram at leading_guru. You can find a book on lulu.com. It soon will be on Amazon and also other websites for it. That definitely should be up by this week or next week, 100%.
Okay.
So, um, other than that, I'm looking to publish it literally everywhere.
Okay.
Publishing literally everywhere,
Yeah, as
everywhere,
you
everywhere.
get those links, definitely send them to me. I'll add them to the description in this video. We'll also have your stuff up on the screen and also in the description below. So definitely click away, purchase the book, support this man. I already got my copy. I ordered it when we talk Wednesday,
Yeah,
and it shipped yesterday. So the process is pretty quick.
I just got
But
mine too. I ain't gonna lie. Mine just came in yesterday.
oh, look at
I was
that,
happy.
man.
Mine literally just came in yesterday.
That's hot. That's
Yeah,
hot.
I like
Yeah,
it.
man. That's cool, man.
Yeah,
So yeah, definitely support. Get your copy. And feedback, man. Like talk. Let's start a narrative. Maybe you've been through a similar situation. Maybe somebody's been in a similar situation. Maybe you have some retro or some introspective thoughts you want to share. Whatever it is, put it in the comments. We can all talk and just kind of heal through that conversation. And then the best thing
really.
is we can all move forward to help other people through that same situation. So um, I appreciate your time today, man. Thank you for coming on.
Of course.
Hope to hear from you when book 2 comes out. And we definitely want to see some highlights overseas.
Definitely will be.
Trying,
Definitely will
trying,
be.
trying to see some dimes. Yeah. But all right, everybody, thank you so much for watching. This has been Phoenix 15 Studios Arts and Crafts Rising Arts Podcast. We hope you enjoyed this episode. Please like, subscribe, share, and get the word out there about this young man's project. The book again is called 1 Second 7 Day. Definitely give it a read, and let us know what you think. Have a good day.